So that's the charging station for the VR, PlayStation VR. So it looks like that. It's Venom brand. I know them very well from my time at Just Distribution when we used to sell a lot of this stuff to Amazon. Venom's not that great, to be honest. It's an okay brand. They're not official or anything like that, but they have had in the past official products when I worked there, like PS3 and stuff, like the odd thing. But yeah, you get a lot of problems with their stuff usually, like their cooling fans and stuff, like for the PlayStation 3 used to overheat them more than they did cool them. So yeah. So if you're ever thinking about getting like a cooling station or something like that for a PlayStation 5 or whatever, or 6 when it comes out, probably not best to get an unofficial one, because they tend to do more harm than good. But basically, yeah, it comes in the box with the base already assembled. It's just a base basically, and then this part just pushes in and it clips into place, and that's where the headset will sort of sit in there. And then it comes with a couple of little dongle things that it shows on the picture that you plug into the controllers, so that it can sit in the base parts and charge without needing a USB-C port then. So you can charge both at once, and then basically a lead to plug into the back of the charging station, and yeah, one end into the PlayStation, this one into the base, and two controllers in one, and it's a stand and everything. So I don't mind buying these things when they're Venom, like, you know, because there's not really anything that can go wrong with them except for maybe these dongles or something, the charging, but it's not going to damage the controllers. But I would never ever buy anything that's Venom or anything unofficial. There's a few other companies, I can't remember them off the top of my head now, that make unofficial products for the PlayStations and Xboxes and stuff. And trust me, the amount of times that we'd have them back, we'd sell maybe 1,000 at a time to Amazon or whatever, and about 50 or so would come back on the next pallet, like, and they were constant, like, coming back on returns pallets, and you know, that's a lot of returns. And the same thing happening, overheating, getting warm themselves or whatever. So yeah, basically avoid anything that's not official. And a PlayStation doesn't need a cooling fan or anything like that. It's built to last as it is. I've never had any problems with any PlayStation ever in 30 years, ever overheating, breaking or anything. If you just look after them every now and again, just clean the vents with a hoover, dust it every week or something, just with a cloth over the tops and stuff, and then, like, you know, maybe a couple of times a year, just take the covers off and hoover the fan. And, you know, unless you live, I don't know, with about 50,000 animals in your house or something, all molting at the same time and using your PlayStation as a bed, then you shouldn't have to worry about any of that. But yeah. So that's that part of it. I'm doing this in parts, so there'll be another part for the lens covers, and another part for the bits that go over the headset itself, you know, like coverings and stuff. So these are the extra silicone covers, and a lens cover that's just the blackout cover to stop the dust from getting on it, not the extended lenses or anything. So basically inside what you'll get is these little rubber things. Actually, I think I've got one set in there, because they give you 2 sets. So basically you get in there, you get the 2 caps just to go, you know, on the lens, just to stop the dust when you're not using it. And then inside you have to kind of pull this part yourself, but it's pretty easy. It's just pulling. Like some people have said in the comments because all these things have come from Amazon, by the way. This is a Muku or whatever brand. I don't know. It's just a bit of rubber basically anyway, so I don't really doesn't need to be like amazing top quality stuff or whatever. It's just to kind of give it a bit of a extension and a bit more comfort. So it comes on like a sheet like this, but it's like kind of pre-done. So all you have to do is really you just stretch it out and it just pops off. And I just did it that way, just stretched it and it pops off. It doesn't rip or anything inside the bits. I can't really do it one-handed. There you go. So I've just pulled it and it kind of goes exactly where you want it to. And it has paper on the back that you peel off and stick for the, you know, just stick it on basically. And then that's what it looks like once it's on. So there's R2, L2 in each one of these sheets. So you get 2 sets basically, 2 sets of 2. So you've got a spare if you ever want to take them off, or they kind of go after a while or something, like the stickiness or whatever, you've got another set. And this was just basically pulling them off. That was the only one I think that come out a little bit, like with the edges on it. I guess I could kind of go around it with scissors or something just to kind of tidy it up. I don't really care. Do you know? It's kind of on. But it hasn't affected the, you know, just looks a little bit. But that's the only one that come out like that. All of the rest come out perfect, really, and that's just from pulling it. So they're really easy to use. I think they were only a few pounds as well. So it just gives it that extra bit of comfort and raises that button up, that grip button, a little bit. So it maybe triples the size of it because it's like double the size of what the button is. Yeah, so it just like triples it or whatever. So it's nice, yeah. So, just show you the other one just so you can see. See that one? That one come out a lot better. Tiny little bit there, but don't really care, to be honest. Got the headset on. You're not even looking at this, you know. But it feels really nice now. It feels the button feels a lot bigger, and a lot more like the Quest now, in size wise. And it just gives it that little bit of extra, you know, protection from damage and marks and stuff, and you know, just a bit more grip in the middle there as well, so it stops it from sliding around. Yeah, and then you get the covers. I'll put the links to all of these 3 products, as this is 4 products actually, as this is the Venom one. All came from Amazon, the silicone and the lens covers. I'm just waiting on the lenses that are coming from China or something, that just go over the top with magnets or whatever built in, and they just go over the top, and it's like sort of, so it protects the other lenses, but also for people with glasses and stuff like that. And oh yeah, and the other one, I haven't got the box for it, but obviously I'll put links to all of it below. So for the actual headset, there was an extra strap that goes across, so it's supposed to relieve some of the tension on the top of the head. And it's got a bit of sponge, comfy sponge inside there, and then it's got one for the back and one for the front, like just basically like a cover, just because, you know, this part here is touching your forehead and hair, so it will get dirty and sticky and stuff like that over time. So, you know, at least with this, if it gets, you know, it goes funny, gets really dirty, sticky and stuff, you can just take it off and put a new one on. I don't think it's very easy to clean the underneath. I've just kind of thrown it on quickly. It was really easy to put on, to be honest. All of this took me about 5 minutes to put on, but I guess if you spent a bit of time, some people are probably going to look at it and say it doesn't look very nice like on, but I haven't stretched it properly and pulled it about and stuff on there, and that, I mean, some of the comments on Amazon sort of say, oh, I've got lines in it and I can't get the lines out. I don't know how you've got lines in it, because I mean, this is just where it's just bunched up and stuff. If you pull it, it just comes out. But I don't really care like what it looks like that much, to be honest. You know, it's kind of, it's on your head, as long as it's comfy and stuff and it feels nice, you know. So, and this feels nice as well on your head, and it just gives that extra little bit of support. So it just takes the weight off a little bit. and keeps it clean. And again, it was something that cost only, I can't remember exactly now. I think the charging station was the most expensive out of the 4 things. I think the silicone things were 3-4 quid, maybe a little bit more. I think this was about 7-8 quid, and the lenses were about either £3 or £6 as well. So in total, it's not really cost me that much, like between 30 and 40 quid or something for all of the extra bits. And and that's it now. Won't need anything else. Just wait for the lenses to come, and I'll add that part to this, and then I'll post it up with all the links for anyone who's kind of interested. VR cover. So finally, the lenses have arrived. They came all the way from China, and they came on the very last possible day that they could arrive. So it basically took almost a month, just under a month, a few days under a month, for them to arrive. So it was the third and was it the third thing? Yeah, third and final thing that hopefully now I shouldn't need any other accessories or anything, I don't think, for the VR. So in here, even though I've got the lens cover already from a different one, this one has one in there as well, but it also has the spacer and the lens cover. It comes with like a nice little free glasses kind of cleaner. I need another one of them anyway, so it saves me having to buy another one. So I can have this one specifically for this. So then it's got the lens cover, the spacer, glasses spacer, anti-scratch ring. So there should be in there as well. Bit hard to do it one-handed, but it's kind of nicely packaged though. I mean, at least it comes nicely in like this foam kind of block, so it's kind of like not going to get knocked about in there, because it has to come from all the way from China anyway, so probably would have got damaged otherwise. Let me pause it and then I'll come back. Okay, it's had to get it out of the foam thing. It was like stuck, and it's hard to do one-handed. So it comes like that inside the foam block. So what you got is you've got the fin, and they're solid, but a nice lens sort of cover. And then you've got a wrapper on this, so it's not like, that's not how it's going to look, but it's nicely, the way it magnetizes onto it, it's kind of nice. It snaps to it, so it's not like loose or anything. They're only little magnets, but they're very powerful. Like, I don't know if you can, don't know if you heard that, if it comes out on there. But it just like, and it grabbed it as well, like yeah. So, but yeah, it's got a little cover thing over the top, so obviously if you take this off, but it's supposed to be stop the blue light as well. So kind of on my phone at one point I was getting a lot of headaches and my eyes were hurting quite a lot, and I never used the blue light filter on my phone before, and someone suggested that I do it, so I did it, and then I still get headaches, but I don't get them nowhere near as much, and my eyes don't hurt as much. Like my eyes used to be watering and like burning and stuff after like maybe an hour of maybe looking at the screen. Even though you shouldn't really look at a phone screen for too long, you should have like constant breaks, but so yeah, it's got a little instruction manual, but it's obviously pretty straightforward. It's got, the left and rights on there. And then these are just the spacer rings. So you take that off. And then that'll be your spacer ring. So it's supposed to stop the glasses or anything like that from scratching the actual lens. I'm just wondering if I could maybe just use, I can't see why not, because it looks like it has its own magnet. Could just use this straight over the top instead of using, I'll try it with the spacer anyway, because from what I'd been reading here and there, it did kind of suggest that, like, sometimes the spacer thing, meaning that the lens being closer to your eye or something like that, that it might help with the sort of getting the sweet spot or whatever. But these have got blue light thing on as well, blue light filters or whatever. So hopefully that should help with that part of it, because my eyes were feeling quite tired after like about an hour of playing, but it could just be that that's the way it's going to be. But yeah, it does say blue light. It said it in the description on Amazon, but it does say they're blue light blocking glasses. So I don't think the actual lens that is already on the VR has anything quite like that anyway. So yeah, I'll put these on and give them a try, and then sort of, you know, maybe just add like a final part to this, like with a rating or a review, final review points or whatever. And I'll put in the description, obviously, like, you know, all of the items that I got. I know one of them I think was out of stock on Amazon now since it came out, but I'll still put all the links there anyway, just in case they come back into stock and stuff and people want to get those specific things, or just have a look, you know, at the actual items. I don't know if these were the actual best things, because, you know, I just kind of went through it quickly and looked, and it wasn't about prices and stuff, because there was things that were cheaper. There was something that was like £6 or something that had like a cover here, but I don't really see the point in having a cover for this part. It had individual covers for the rings of the controllers, a silicone thing for the buttons and stuff, but with no cutout for the PlayStation button. And it also had something for here as well. I can't remember what it was, but some sort of cover. And that was only like £6. But this was one thing on its own, and that was... can't remember the prices now, but when I was adding it up the other day, I think I'd spent about £45 on all of these bits. And that was one thing. This charging station was another. These laser lenses was another. Oh, and then the controller rubber grips and extra, you know, raised button parts and stuff was another part. So there was 4 parts actually in total, if you kind of include something like this, the base you know, charging holder thing for it. So yeah, I'll put these on and then have a test of them and see how it works and stuff, and then I'll report back. Okay, so I've been testing it for about the last 20-25 minutes, and it's my first time with everything on there, with the headset covers, the strap, the lenses, which are literally just installed now, and the controller grips, like the extra bits. And all in all, like, from what I remember of it a couple of weeks ago, without the stuff on, it feels more comfortable. Definitely feels a bit better with this part on. Doesn't feel like my my head is getting squashed and stuff. And I know it's only been 25 minutes, but I noticed when I would put it on before, within 5-10 minutes, it felt like my head was a bit like feeling a bit sore and stuff, like the skin was itching a bit. And then when I took it off after about half hour at first, I noticed like big marks, like indented, like, you know, and kind of like very itchy skin afterwards. I've just taken it off, and my head doesn't feel itchy or sweaty or sticky or anything like that, and it feels good. Like I think I've got slight mark. Yeah, slight mark, and it's messed my hair up, obviously, which it would do. That's the only problem with the VR stuff. That and the fact that it's wired and stuff and it's big, but it hasn't indented and left loads of marks on my skin and stuff, and it hasn't sort of made it feel uncomfortable and stuff. So I tried it with the lenses on first, and what I noticed first of all when I first put the headset on and then kind of got it all in position and pushed the front part backwards and then started turning the dial, that it felt like at first, like there was going to be a bit of a problem. Like here, there's like a bit that sticks out on each one, and it felt like that was like digging into my nose, into the bridge of my nose a little bit. But I couldn't find the sweet spot, so I had to take it off and then put it back on again. And I found the sweet spot straight away that time. And it didn't feel like it was squishing my nose or anything. I showed before, I don't have any marks on my nose or indents or anything like that, where the headset's been sitting and stuff. So I don't have any problems with it in the end. And I found the sweet spot like on that second attempt. But I think because I was a bit worried about the lenses like poking my eye or something like that because of it being out a bit more, I think I was a bit more subconscious about that kind of thing. So I did that for about 10 15 minutes, and I took the lenses off and tried for a couple of minutes without the lenses, and didn't really notice a whole lot of difference. But I noticed that in that couple of minutes that my eyes, when turning and stuff like that, like quickly, it felt like, I don't know how to describe it. Not like it was making me feel sick or anything like that, but it just felt like my eyes took a split second to kind of like catch up and stuff and process what was going on and that. Whereas it didn't feel like it had done that with the previous bit. So what I did is then I put the lenses back in, and didn't really notice any difference again with the picture quality or anything like that. So having these lenses on doesn't make it blurry or anything like that, because it's another lens on top of a lens or anything like that. It feels like exactly the same thing. But I noticed when turning, I didn't have that same problem again. And I know, like when I've been playing before, within 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes, my eyes are feeling very tired, and then I'm starting to struggle, But like I say, I think I've done about half hour roughly, and my eyes weren't feeling tired at all, and I could have carried on playing. So like I say, the lenses haven't done anything like made the picture better or worse or anything like that, but I think it's helped like find the sweet spot a bit better as well, because I think the lens is even closer maybe, or the angle of it in these ones make it, I don't know what, but all I know is I found the sweet spot straight away that second time putting it on. And then when I took it off to do the lenses, it took a little bit without the lenses in to get it to the sweet spot, and then putting it back with the lenses on again afterwards, I found the sweet spot straight away. Like it wasn't blurry at all. Even when I put the headset on and like I was about to adjust it, it looked kind of a lot clearer without the adjustments and stuff. So maybe like it helps with that, but it doesn't sort of. I think it's definitely helped with the eye strain and stuff. It hasn't like how when you put a blue filter on your phone and stuff, it makes everything with that slight yellow tint that you kind of get used to it after a while. But then when you turn it off, you see like the bright white, and it kind of strains your eyes, and you're like, wow, that is really white now. I thought it was off before because my eyes had got used to it, but yeah, like I don't notice any difference with it on or off. Like I don't notice any tint to the colours or anything like that. And I kind of looked at the brighter parts with the sun and the light in the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners game, where the water was and everything. I was looking where the fire was as well, and then kind of looking at darker areas, and there was no tints or any changes or anything like that I could notice anyway, without maybe doing like a one lens off, one lens on. But I don't think like that's gonna help, because I don't think there is any difference really in terms of that kind of thing. I think it just helps with everything with the filtering and stuff. So yeah, so all in all, I'm happy with everything that I've got there, and I was kind of starting to think that maybe I should have kept the MetaQuest 3 just in case anyway, just if I wanted to do some gaming sort of like traveling around or anything like that. But I'm actually glad that I didn't keep it in the end, because headset was just so uncomfortable. It wasn't heavy, it was nice and light, and it felt lighter than this headset. But with this strap on here and with these comfy bits on here now, it doesn't feel heavy whatsoever. It feels really light as anything. It felt lighter than what the actual Quest 3 did, and that's weird. Because it definitely feels heavier, but on my head it didn't feel heavier, it felt lighter and more comfortable, because the other ones just got like, you know, all this kind of hardness here, and you see the rings, like, you know, when you're looking straight ahead, if you kind of look towards the corners of your eyes and stuff to the outer bits, like here, like all this would be focused, but then like this bit here would be black, like a black ring, like just a ring, and then black from the outer bits, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so I'm actually glad that I didn't keep it, and I'll just stick to this headset. So I'm very happy. So all in all, I don't like giving scores and stuff, but I would highly recommend all of these bits. Maybe there's better ones of these and better things that you could get and stuff, and more comfier grips and stuff. But the silicone things in that other thing looked like they were too big and got in the way of the buttons, and it covers this button as well. So I don't think you really need, like, maybe if you really wanted to, I guess you could get something to cover it, but I think if you're just careful where you play, you won't really need like all these extra coverings and stuff for the controller bits and the front of the headset, because I don't think you should be really playing right next to a wall or anything anyway. So I think like it's kind of going to get a bit damaged anyway if you are doing that kind of thing, even with covers on and stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's up to you, but for me, I'm not going to be playing that close to things, so I'll always be careful of that kind of thing. And I'm not going to play a game where I'm playing headbutting simulator or something where I have to headbutt things with the headset on. So I don't feel like the need for that. It felt like I just needed something to make this all more comfortable, and like, you know, take the pressure off the front part here. And I think like this strap, and between the strap and this covering, it's kind of made it 100 times more comfortable. So yeah, it was definitely worth investing whatever it was. I think £40 to £45, and that's all it's cost me. I think for the meta things, like, you know, what I heard is like it costs hundreds of dollars or hundreds of pounds in English money or whatever, to kind of, you know, get a whole new headset part and whole new bits, like the bits that sit on the front and battery packs and all this kind of stuff. And in the end, you probably upgraded the whole thing, like without hardly anything left of the original headset. So yeah, so anyway, I think I'll wrap it up there. But yeah, very happy with it, and it's just a shame that I can't really film myself properly doing the VR with it on and sort of showing and stuff. But I promise you that for literally 25 to 30 minutes I've been playing, and it's been as comfy as anything. And I could easily play for another half hour or so without it even starting to feel uncomfortable. Whereas before, within half hour, I was starting to feel like I'm going to have to wrap it up soon, because like it's kind of starting to get a bit uncomfortable. I'll try and get to an hour, but I think that's going to be my limit. And then by the time I would take it off, like I was just... And actually with the Quest, I when I took that off later on in the day, I had a headache. And I had a headache for about 24 hours. And I'm pretty sure that headset is what gave me that, because it was all around my eyes and everything. So I haven't had that problem with this headset. So anyway, I'll wrap it up there. Definitely check the items out that I kind of going to put in the description. And, you know, if you look on Amazon anyway, at them items, normally, even if it's not like, you know, you're not happy about that color, maybe, you know, for the covering or whatever, I'm sure when you look at the actual listing for that, it will kind of give you alternatives. So yeah,